In this video, we'll unpack how to care for your team in a virtual environment. Hi everyone, I'm Taylor Scott, working with SGEI's Training and Communications team. The purpose of this short video is to give you some practical tips and ideas for leading remote teams in a virtual world. The world has indeed changed, and our lives both at home and at work will forever be changed. So for many, leading virtual or remote teams is not new. For others, leading in a virtual environment may be a new challenge. Even for those with experience leading people remotely, leading people during this pandemic and in the months and even years to follow will be an extremely new challenge. See, we believe leadership is the ability to connect with and inspire the hearts and minds of your employees to want to do what you want them to do and to perform at their very best. The reality is, in today's world, and especially in a virtual environment, staying connected to those you lead, as well as your coworkers, colleagues, friends, and even your family members at home, it becomes more important than ever. In their book called Primal Leadership, Daniel Goleman and Richard Boyatzis point to research that says 70% of all employees perceive the climate of their organization to be traced back to the actions of their immediate manager. This is especially true in a virtual environment. Working with teams and leaders and organizations all over the world, we've learned what we call the 5 C's of virtual leadership. They are collaborate, communicate, coach, care, and celebrate. We found that when leaders lean into their opportunity and responsibility to fulfill each of these leadership behaviors, a 6th C, and in many ways the most important one, tends to take care of itself, and that is connection. Whether we're in person or in a virtual world, leadership is still about, it always has been and always will be, about connecting with the hearts and minds of those you lead. See, without connection, leaders will forever fight an uphill battle. In this video, we'll unpack how to care for your team in a virtual environment. To show care in a virtual world, as you might expect, is the same as you would in person. The best leaders and the most caring people get to know people by establishing connections. They get to know people personally on a human level. They demonstrate respect. They show empathy, and they give. They're givers. They give their time, they give their talents, and they give their heart to the people around them, and especially those they lead. So we all know the old saying, employees don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. So how can you show you care in a virtual environment? First and foremost, start off by using your time on Zoom, using your time set aside for FaceTime and Google Meet, whatever you're using. Get to know your employees personally, getting to know some specific information about them. Some of the things we love to learn about, we like to recommend to learn about people that you lead, or ask them what are the 3 things they're most grateful for in this world. Ask them what is their personal and professional goals for this year. What's their favorite pastime or passion to engage in when they're away from work? And then what is their favorite vacation spot or destination and why? All these questions help create that feeling for them to know that they're known, they're noticed, and that we're interested in them. We also encourage quick get-to-know-you activities in your monthly engagement meetings via Zoom and FaceTime and Google Meet. Remember, care is also demonstrated through respect. Respect is shown by seeing and acknowledging people for who they are and for their potential, for the passions that they have deep inside and the talents that they can bring to the table. I remember in season 2 of Sopranos, Tony tells one of his captains, "Those who want respect, give respect." Now, even if Tony wasn't always the most caring person or leader, I've always loved that quote. So often we see people in a leadership position, they just assume and they expect that everybody will automatically respect them. Well, it doesn't work that way. The more respect we give to those we lead, the more credibility and respect we will gain. And credibility plus respect over time will add up to more and more trust in the relationships with the people that you lead. So remember to look for every opportunity to see your people at their best and then know how to bring out their best in them. So now more than ever, we're seeing that just how important it is for leaders to show empathy. Empathy always was extremely core to any leader's ability to resonate with, connect with, and ultimately inspire others to do their best work. Empathy isn't about agreeing. It's about understanding and showing people you really do see and feel what they're going through. This skill is now becoming critical as economic pressures, social pressures, and all these unknowns, too many to count, are at play with our employees and their ability to focus and perform well in their roles. So here's what empathy looks like in a virtual world. Seeking to understand via email and especially on your Zoom calls. Show them you understand by adapting your own approach, your tone, your delivery of your messages. And share your understanding and let them know. Let them know that you understand how they're feeling. And build some commonality with them, especially in this season, because we all know we might be facing the same challenges they're facing. Ask them how their family is doing, how they may have been affected by these circumstances. And then most importantly, listen empathetically. Nothing shows people you care more than simply giving them your full, undivided attention. Finally, leaders have an opportunity to give to their teams now more than ever. So with all the uncertainty and for some, the unfamiliarity of working from home or working in a virtual environment, I recommend that now, especially right now, that you give your time to your team, setting aside extra time to simply be there for people, for whatever they may need. Give your talents. Wherever you see opportunities to help or provide expertise, counsel, advice, especially with your natural strengths, now is the time to give your talents to the people on your team. And then finally, give your heart. Send them love, give them love, and show them just how much you care about them today and as they progress into the future seasons of their life and career. Take a few seconds right now and ask yourself, which of these best practice tips or tactics do I need to implement in the coming days and weeks as you think about how to inspire more connection in and among your team despite the social and physical distance between them? As we wrap up our conversation on caring for your team in a virtual world, here's a quick recap. Leaders demonstrate care by getting to know people personally on a human level, establishing those one-on-one connections with them. By demonstrating respect, letting people know that they see them. I see what you're doing and I appreciate it. And then showing empathy, seeking to understand and letting them know that you understand how they feel. And then finally giving your time, giving your talents, and giving your heart to the people on your team. I have an old friend who used to talk about caring. Here's a quote from an old friend of mine. Winnie the Pooh once said, "Some people care too much. I think it's called love." We wish you health and happiness today, in this season, and in the seasons to come. So until next time, thanks so much for watching and keep showing people you care.